Hey, good morning and welcome to the morning show with Dave and Phil. Hey, this morning we got a lot of economic stuff to talk about with the Fed coming in yesterday. And we do have a few earnings to talk about today, too. I know I'm a little dressed up today for folks, but I have a panel discussion this afternoon at Good Shepherd Hospice. So looking forward to doing that with uh, Jason Penrod, who's an elder law attorney here in town, and with Mark Cox, who's the managing partner of Wicks, Brown and Williams CPA firm. So looking forward to getting with those guys at Good Shepherd Hospice and giving out some good information today. So, hey, hold tight, and Dave will be with us momentarily.
Well, hi. Good morning. Glad you're here today. It's 8:41. Time to check in on Wall Street. Find out what's happening with that 401k or IRA up there. There are some things going on. Let's go downtown Sebring and find out. Statler Financial Services, the place we're going. Phillip Statler, the guy on the other end of the line. Phillip, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Dave. Hey, doing well today. Sorry I messed you up a little bit yesterday, but I happened to be that guy that's truck wouldn't start in front of the gas pump and got stuck there for about an hour and 15
It
minutes.
was I didn't realize it was yours. I saw the Facebook post that said nothing like having your car die right in front of a line of people. I thought you were complaining about the person in front of you.
No, it was me. I was the guy.
Oh, poop. I knew you got delayed, and I didn't know the backstory behind it, but, well, stuff happens. I think the
That
bumper
does.
sticker addresses that, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Absolutely. Hey, yesterday watching the Federal Reserve announcement was kind of interesting. They announced no interest rate increase this time, no surprise. No interest rate increases for the rest of the year, probably. That was a surprise. And boy, it was interesting. You could almost read the thoughts of the heavy duty traders looking at the chart. First thing that happens, they make the announcement, the Dow pops up by 200 points. Then you look at the thought process going on, and you can almost see them thinking, oh no, this means the Fed is afraid the economy really stinks and it falls right back down again, and we end up with a modest off day. It was like watching abnormal psychology in action, wasn't it?
Well, it really was. I mean, I saw it yesterday morning, and then it was heading down, and then the Fed announcement came. I looked pretty much right after that, and it was bouncing back up and cutting those losses down, and then before you know it, I didn't get a chance to look at it again until after the market closed, and it ended up being down kind of back where it was.
Yeah, really, it turned into a relatively flat day. The Dow had a bigger loss than the others. It was down 142 points, but NASDAQ was up by 5, which makes some sense since they've got more interest rate sensitive stocks. And the S&P was down, let's see here, what, 8 1/8. It turned out to be a modestly negative day on balance yesterday. And boy, for about an hour in there, it really looked like we were going to have party time off the interest rate decision.
Yeah, it did. I got to say, if you go back and look at what the Fed said yesterday, I find it kind of interesting, and so do a lot of the people out there that write articles. So let's think about this, Dave. In December, we anticipated that we would see probably two rate increases. I mean, that's what they were forecasting: two rate increases during 2019, and a continuation of reducing their balance sheet. And then all of a sudden, this report comes out and, hey, we're not going to increase interest rates at all in 2019, and we are going to stop the balance sheet reduction in September. And
Which
that's
is the same as a no interest rate increase, because the balance sheet reduction they had dumped more stuff on the market that raised interest rates as well.
that's right. And so here we are. So you have to think, okay, so everybody's reading into that, right? So what is it? What do they see? What are they talking about? Well, they're talking about, that the growth is definitely slowing down significantly, and maybe even we head into a recession shortly. Um, Nobody knows that for sure, but they definitely are saying, when you look at their GDP estimates, they have backed off of them significantly.
Absolutely. Looking at Paulson's comments at the press conference afterwards, I was kind of wondering if he'd been listening to us, because it sounded an awful lot like the junk you and I have been throwing back and forth now for months.
Well, it's about time somebody listened to us, Dave.
Yeah, doggone it all, I was feeling underprivileged. Halls of power need to listen. But yeah, it was a double-edged sword. If you're an interest rate sensitive business, this was all good news. A lot of those are on the Nasdaq exchange, so they ended up having not a party, but at the very least positive movement. The rest of the economy and the rest of the investments in general on Wall Street said, "Whoa, boy, this kind of confirms some of the fears that we've had," and we backed off a little, and it looks like that back off is continuing this morning.
Yeah, it does. It definitely has been a continuous slide since I looked at it first thing this morning. At first thing this morning, it wasn't really that bad, but it has continued to deteriorate this morning.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Just put everybody's mind at ease. We're not talking about a 500-point sell-off or anything at this point, but it definitely isn't party time. I had a few household names, for lack of a better term, that reported this morning, right?
We really did. It's pretty neat what we had come out. We get towards the end of earnings season, and we try to figure out what's happening. But we did have some reports come out. The biggest loser, and it's not really an earnings report, but it's Biogen. Had to figure out how to say it real quick there. Biogen. And so what's the deal there is, they were in the late stage trials for an Alzheimer's treatment. And basically they weren't getting the results that they needed. And so they pulled the plug on that today. And so that's got their stock trading down 26% this morning. I don't know if they show up on your losers list, but they definitely got to be leading the way.
They're the top of my loser list this morning. A few weeks ago, we had one of those stories when you were out of town for a day, and I observed, look, it's real hard to feel sorry for Big Pharma, but when one of those big things that they have high expectations for goes south in a hurry, boy, oh boy, can those companies lose their shirt in a hurry. So I'm not playing a violin and feeling sorry for Big Pharma, but it does kind of illustrate just how high risk that industry can be, doesn't it?
It really does. That's why they have to spend so much in R&D, and so it does. It costs a lot to produce those drugs and do the research and come up with that stuff. And now, is it really related to what their cost is based on what they charge us? I'm not so sure about that.
No, but the other side of the fence is a lesser known drug company came up with some positive news on a trial for a cure for Ebola, which isn't all that big over here in terms of a threat, but it's a real plague over in Africa. And it's a small company, but their stock is skyrocketing this morning pre-market. Once again, not even on the market, but off of the news of these trials. It can really make a big change in a pharmaceutical company's stock.
Definitely, that's right. I mean, they are so news based. It's not even funny. Hey, on the other
Yeah.
side, Dave, we do have some other earnings coming in today. We got ConAgra, the food producer. They beat by about 2 cents a share. The revenue was a little bit below what they expected, and then they didn't lower their full year forecast, but they lowered their full year organic sales outlook, and so. They're really not getting hurt by that though, because they're trading up a little over 7% this morning before the market opens up. Another probably household name, at least their restaurants are, and that's Darden Restaurants. That's Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, and that group. They beat by 5 cents a share. Revenue and same restaurant sales also beat the forecast, and they increased their full year forecast. So they're trading up about 3.5% this morning.
Cool. Good to have some good news on top of the bad news from pharmaceuticals, right?
Yeah, it is. And we got Levi Strauss coming out today as an IPO, and so they are coming out higher than expected. They were expected to hit the street at $14 to $16 a share, and the initial public offering price is going to be $17 a share. So good for Levi's. It took me a while to figure out they really weren't a publicly traded company, but
I was going to say I didn't realize that they were private to begin with. So going public with a household name like Levi's, that's kind of a kick in the pants, I guess, for lack of a better term, right?
Yeah, exactly. So hey, you like those puns, right?
Well, it started to come out, and I figured, oh boy, it's a pun. What the heck? Yeah. So
Hey,
we're 40. Yeah.
So I was going to tell you the one miss I have is Guess.
Ah,
They missed by 5 cents a share, and they gave weaker than expected guidance, and they missed on revenue. They're trading down about a little over 13.5% this morning.
ouch. Well, you can't expect the whole world to come up roses all at once. 45 minutes before we open, we kind of alluded to it. Mixed day yesterday with a negative tinge. Looks to me like it's continuing this morning. Where are we going 45 minutes before the open, Phillip?
Well, we're definitely heading south in the three major indexes today, Dave. The Dow's down 96 points, about a third of a percent. The S&P 500 is down about a third of a percent, $10.25. Nasdaq's down about 0.4% at 31.75. Hey, gold and silver are getting a real big bounce today off of the economic news yesterday. Now, gold's up 1.2% to $1,317 an ounce, and silver's up about a 1.5% to $15.54 an ounce. So good things there. And then I'm disappointed with the crude oil. You let it go up over 60 yesterday, and it's staying there this morning. It's up 1.8% this morning at $60.12 a barrel.
Well, I don't know what more I can do to encourage the drop in price of oil than buy a high mileage car. You guys and your pickup trucks, I don't know. it's it's definitely heading north, that's without a doubt. Overseas markets mixed with a negative tinge for the ones that are most linked to us. Basically, we did to Hong Kong what Chinese markets have been known to do to us when things don't look good. Japan's up, Hong Kong's down this morning at the close. Europe also mixed. Germany is not having a good day. They're down by well over 1% midway through their day. Phillip, somebody needs some guidance to insulate themselves from these ups and downs in the market. How do I find you on the phone?
Dave, give us a call at 382-0037. You can follow us online at statlerfinancial.com, and then follow us on Facebook at Statler Financial Services. Like our page. Hey, we repost, in case you miss us in the morning, we repost this as a video actually on Facebook every morning. And a great place to catch up. And if you miss something, catch us there. And then every weekend, join us for the Statler Financial Radio Show, noon on Saturdays, 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings on News Talk 730.
All righty, sir, and I thank you so very much. We'll catch you tomorrow with an update what's going on then. Fair enough?
Sounds good, man. Thanks, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hey, I want to thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the dialogue between Dave and I as we look at what's happening in the marketplace. And think about it, if you're 5 years out from retirement, now's the time to really get a financial x-ray review. Call us or click the link above and schedule your time for no obligation x-ray review of your current portfolio to make sure you're not taking on too much risk. Hey, have a great day, and I hope you stop in tomorrow. Thanks.